thought you did.
I think you just woke him.
It sounded like a church bell. All right, welcome to the San Diego Java Users Group. Baratine is up here. Thank you all for coming. Special treat this evening with Sean and Nam from Caucho, giving us a talk on Baratine, and also the beer in the back, along with the pizza and other stuff. But the beer is different. All right. New people. This is always a fun part. Anybody new? First time? Yay! Thank you. All right, good. And it's not so much to have the regulars who have been here every day or every week for the past 20 years, but to say that, why do we come here every third Tuesday for the past 2 years? It's basically to share our knowledge and understanding in the Java world in our community and promote any of the technologies that we're using, and then see new technologies like Baratine. See what it's about. So glad you guys are making it. Bring it for next time possibly. You can help. By the way, I'm Paul Weber, president of the SDJI. So I put on the kind of like the organization and round up speakers and sponsors. By the way, we have Susie from Tech Systems as our sponsor this evening. Thank you, Susie. We'll have a word from our sponsor with other slides. But volunteering to speak is probably the easiest thing to do here at the SDJ. We're always looking for interesting things that you may be doing at your company or even on the side. We've had side projects from members come up and talk about little things that they're just experimenting with, which is kind of cool. Other ways are to find a speaker who's got an interesting topic and then coordinate with me on when they can actually present. So for the past few months, we've actually had some speakers lined up. We have our speaker lined up for next month, jumping ahead a little bit. And it's good. In August, we're working on possibly having some members give a talk, 30 minutes each. Then the whole fall quarter is wide open. So I'm always looking to get those lined up sooner. Sponsors is also good if your company can sponsor a meeting. We have recruiters around town and sometimes the speakers sponsor meetings. So becoming a member, very easy. Just sign up to the mailing group, SDJ. As of late this afternoon, we have 1267 on the mailing list. The mailing list is not very active. We usually send out the notice, and sometimes a couple of agile notices goes onto the list. Very little technical discussion does, I'm not sure. But that's, the list is there. We also have a jobs board that you can take a look around at jobs that recruiters are posting and for submit your resume on them, and an announcements board. So as we talk about announcements, the lineup, so Tyler Jewell from Code Envy will be here next month to talk about writing Java apps faster. At the end of this month, there are two things going on. One is the robot competition that I manage or coordinate that is out at the Illumination Week Science Center in the back. It's kids from 5th grade to 12th grade who have programmed autonomous robots. Our theme this year is Mission to Mars, and we actually have a keynote speaker from JPL, the robotics aspect coming down. So that should be a lot of fun.
Do they need to be programmed in Java?
The robots? No, it's open to anyone. Our adult competitors have never actually finished the competition, whereas the kids have. This is really interesting. We've had the Micro Mouse from UCSD out. We had some microsystems there because we were using spot controllers when we first began the robot competition 7 years ago. It's real easy. We've modified it a bit, but the main theme is a maze. Navigate a maze, remember the maze, and then navigate it again with no wrong turns. So the robot has to be able to find its way, map its way, figure its way out, and do it again without human intervention. We've had only one team do it in 7 years or 6 years.
Sorry,
it's difficult. But if, you wanna take in some lessons, Code Camp is on the same weekend at UCSD Extension. I would say it's up the road somewhere here. But they have various activities going on. A lot of it is Microsoft based, but there's still agile community and Java speakers somewhat. And then JavaScript and maybe some other languages there. So that is also happening this evening. Now, word from our sponsor, Susie, Tech Systems.
I won't take up too much time. Just I know several of you have an applications recruiter with Tech Systems. I primarily focus on Java and Microsoft. I know the two biggest platforms out here. And I did want to mention this. I know most of you here are Java developers. However, we're starting a user group for not just Java engineers, but just engineers in test who are developing testing frameworks. So not your typical like quality analysts. So we're partnering with Intuit a lot on this because they hire a lot of Java engineers in test for building out these web APIs. So if any of you have any friends that would be interested in participating in that, I left my business card out there. We'd love to see some of you out there too. Just come check it out. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm also hiring for 11 different job opportunities. So if you're interested in hearing about any of those details, definitely feel free to meet with me after the meeting.
Great, and thank you again for the sponsorship.
Yeah, of course.
So, now, let's see, looking for work or looking for developers. Is there anyone else looking for developers? Okay. I'm looking for a performance engineer. Not really a developer, but somebody who can look at our system and make it perform fast. Or at least test it and tell us where it's not performing fast. So if anybody knows of anyone, send them to me. That's fine. People looking for work. The flip side. Is there anyone here looking for work or looking to move?
Looking to move out of my job to another job.
Okay. So name, qualifications, ushers, what?
Okay, so I'm currently working at Qualcomm as a test technician. I've been working with this automation system for about 2 years, and before that I was a member of PT. I've been training with like a master programmer every week for about a year and a half now on C++ script material or textbook material. I got my degree mostly in like IT security and networking stuff, but as I see that job market is kind of fading out, I'm more interested in developing work. I rather enjoy programming, so
Okay.
that's kind of what it is.
Okay, very good. It's a nice little networking out here. Please.
I do Java. Well, I'm doing some Python right now. So I'm sort of looking around for something just to look around.
Okay, great. All right. So during the break, feel free to network with some of the people or just to find out what's going on. Judy.
Hey, I'm not looking for work because I've gone back to school full time, but what I'd really like is to someone kind of work with me about once a week and like asking questions back and forth so I can get my practice on doing interviews and, feel more comfortable in interactions.
Okay, sounds good. Possibilities here.
Sure.
All right. Okay, are there any other announcements, be it users group meetings, meetups that are coming that may be relevant? Okay, great. Move on. So, speaker introductions tonight. So, lengthy, but Sean's been here in Caucho for a little bit. I like the idea that you were at the Scripps Institute this week. I fly over the Scripps Institute.
It's nice there.
Yes.
Would I be okay to this then?
Yes, sir.
Great,
Sure.
thanks.
Okay, during your presentation or?
Oh, before the presentation.
Okay.
If that would be okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, we might as well switch to, thanks to our facility sponsor, Steve. Thank you. Yes. Yes, okay, so this is a treat, we usually don't have beer, so this is good, and of course Alexandra's been helping coordinate the facility and making sure we have chairs and whatnot. Okay, so, on that note, turn it over to Steve.
Great, thanks a lot.
and I recognize a lot of familiar faces. And today, we've been hosting the San Diego Jug for a long time, but most of the time when we're talking to folks, they don't really know exactly what we do at this company, and we're very excited about what we're going to be doing today. We're going to have two of our folks from the engineering team, Sean Wiley and Nam Nguyen, tell you about a great product that we're developing and we're about to release. Before that, I just want to point everyone's attention to the gentleman in the back, Edward Stencil. Raise your hand. Edward's got a unique position at Caucho. He's a senior fellow in microbrew technology. And we actually pay him just to maintain excellent relationships with most of the brewers in San Diego. So he actually has an intergalactic, I think he's setting up his own beer that he'll be brewing. And Edward very generously offered to have an incredible quantity and quality of alcohol at the break and afterwards. And he'll really tell you, I mean, he knows all about this. He knows how the beers were done, and we just thought it'd be a nice thing for tonight. Now, in terms of the presentation, before Sean comes up, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Caucho and why we're doing this and what we're going to be talking about. So we started the company in 1998, and the goal of Caucho since the beginning has been to very strongly promote open source, to be GPL, and to focus on lightweight, high-performance applications that get the job done, solve developers' problems, and basically get you what you need without all the problems that bloated applications cause. So we started our company with a product called Resin, which was developed out of JavaScript, and it was a very fast web server. It still beats Nginx and Tomcat and a lot of other products out there. And we evolved that into a full Java EE stack. In the mid-2000s, we came out with a product called Quarkus, which took PHP and put it into a Java container. And it solved a major problem for developers that were trying to do a Java PHP bridge. Now, the biggest problem that we've seen in over a decade of meetings, when we go in and people are complaining about us or other vendors, it's not in the servlet, it's not in the web server, it's not in the JSP. It's 90% of the time a problem with the database. The database is choking the performance, and we can't do anything about it, whether you're JBoss or Tomcat or WebSphere, or if you remember JRun and all those guys, that simply you're in a meeting and you're just go back to the same problem. It's your database, it's Oracle, it's SAP, what can you do? We couldn't do a whole lot until now. And now tonight, Sean and Nam are going to present to you one of our solutions that we're extremely excited about. It's open source, and it solves a major problem related to performance in databases. Essentially, what we're doing is we're bringing some data in memory so that you can develop in-memory services. I just spent about a week talking with our Asian partners, and they basically, their response was, this is a game changer. And I'm going to let Sean and Nam do the presentation, so welcome and thank you very much. Enjoy it.